Mwandini. Mzambia mwali kulefya kuchitika. Mwali kulefya kuchitika. Vahaka inde ichire mashuwa. Neri yashida kwa chipo. Vahaka inde ichire maneri yashida kwa chipo. Namushwa njikerefe pano ndepitamo. Only to come across this video. Iyava HH. My goodness. Talking about chipo. No kumuiminika. Stand up. Does she look pregnant? Imwe. First, watch the video. Then we talk the other side. First, watch the video.
Even a lot of lies, There is Chipo there. Chipo, can you stand up? Can you face the crowd this side? Does she look pregnant, that young lady? Honestly speaking, we better grow up as a nation, right? We really need to grow up. And I've asked the Minister of Home Affairs to lock up people who are breaking laws. And I've no shame in saying that, including Zicta. You can't hide behind a phone and abuse a young person like that. You can abuse me, it's okay. I'm used to that. I can take it. But you could destroy a young person like that, who is in mourning. And you are happily doing that, and when you are pursued, you say, no, my democratic rights are taken out. What about her democratic rights? What about her liberties and her freedoms? So I'm saying this deliberately to say, let's focus our time and energy on productive things.
Really? Vahaka inde ichirema. How could you do that, Vahaka inde ichirema? Honestly, my president. How could you do that? Honestly, how could you possibly do that, Vahaka inde ichirema? This story was almost going away. We were almost moving away. And you go and bring it up. You give it more life. I can't believe it. I can't just believe it. How could you do that? What was going on in your mind? You have just exposed yourself. You have exposed yourself if you don't know. You have just exposed yourself, and it's going to be very difficult to erase that story. That story now, you have given it a presidential seal. It will remain in the history of Zambia. Chipo, wherever Chipo will be seen, people will be looking at that to say, you. You are the one that has destroyed. Let me tell you, this story of Chipo, like I had said earlier on, the people that have destroyed, if there is anyone who has destroyed Chipo, if this story is not true, it is you people from State House. It is you people from State House, including Mwebeneva Akainde Ichirema. You are the ones that have messed Chipo up. You have really messed her up. Whether that is true or not true, you have messed Chipo up. What you did to make Chipo, to come and make Chipo a subject at that high level as a president, you make an individual a subject of a presidential address. That is big. You have really messed up this story. First of all, like I told you, the people that started this story came from State House. This story started from State House. The people that work in State House, the people that work with President Akainde, the people that work with the Chipo, they are the ones that started this story. They brought it in the public. It started burning like fire. And the people started getting arrested. You make it worse. From there, we have the IG coming to talk about Chipo. Coming to defend Chipo is not pregnant. How did he know Chipo is not pregnant? And now, Imwe no baba Hakainde Hichilema now, the main man, the number one man in the country, you come up and you defend Chipo, that Chipo is not pregnant. You see the difficulty about this story. The issue of pregnancy is very private. That is the problem. The issue of pregnancy is very private. The issue of making a pregnancy, okay, the process of coming up with a pregnancy is very private. So for you people who have been coming up to defend Chipo, you are basically testifying to the effect that Chipo has a personal relationship with you, whereby she tells you what she does in private. Because sexual issues are private. Relationships are private. So how is it that you people, you are coming up to defend Chipo as if you know what she does in the secrets? Now, Hakainde Hichilema, for you Hakainde Hichilema to come up like that, it means you have a personal relationship with Chipo. But Hakainde Hichilema, you have just confessed that you have a personal relationship with Chipo, because how else would you know that Chipo is not pregnant if you don't have a personal relationship? Because you could be saying Chipo is not pregnant and yet she's pregnant. How else would you know for you to be even comfortable to say, stand up? But Hakainde Hichilema, for you to have that guts, those guts, to make Chipo stand up in front of people to say, stand up, does she look pregnant? Where did you hear that? How confident are you? Where did that confidence come from? Where did that confidence come from for you, Hakainde Hichilema, to be absolutely sure that Chipo is standing there, she's not pregnant? Where did that confidence come from? Unless you have a personal relationship. Unless you have a personal relationship. How do you know? Maybe Chipo, this story started, I don't know how long it started, it doesn't matter. But maybe just a few days ago, maybe Chipo was doing it. And she's 3 days pregnant. How can the president stand up and say, does she look pregnant? How can, maybe just yesterday she was, and in few months she might be delivering. So how can the president be very confident that no, this woman you are seeing here is not pregnant? Because it's very difficult, not even with your wife. Can you come up and say, this one is not pregnant? Unless herself tells you to say, I'm okay. But we are talking about Chipo is supposed to be a worker at State House. Where does the boss get into, discussing personal matters? In HR context, can you have a boss discussing a personal matter of an employer, of an employee? Because Hakainde Hichilema is the employer. How can the employer start discussing the personal issues of an employee? How? Mwaista exposed, Mamdala. Mwaista exposed, because what you have just shown to the public is that you have got a personal relationship that deep to a point whereby Chipo would tell you to say, I'm not pregnant. Chipo would tell you those personal issues. How can Chipo do that? How? On what circumstances? For what for? For what for? Like that guy used to say, for what for? How? Yeah. How? You see, you should know how to manage information, communication rather. You should know how to manage it. How to manage information. Fiarungula, tata, fiarungula. Fiarungula, tata, fiarungula mukachungu. Bye.